Hello everybody and welcome back for a bit of Prehistoric Kingdom development diary coverage. So today we're going to be covering the June dev diary, which released a couple of hours ago when I was still asleep because time works differently in different parts of the world. And judging by what you can see in front of you, you have now got access to seeing the next creature added to Prehistoric Kingdom. I was about to say Planet 2. Nope, not yet. We just had the DLC for that. Um, but the Velociraptor is coming to Prehistoric Kingdom in its update 8, which will its release date will be announced at a later date. But let's see what they've been working on through the month of June. Oh, where we're at. If you've been keeping up with our dev diaries over the last few months, you'll know that the team's been tackling a bunch of updates at the same time. While the next release continues to receive much of our focus, Update 8, we've been able to start pre-production for quite a few more updates. The team's been laying the groundwork for a number of exciting future additions, most notably breakouts and animal ontogeny. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. For those who don't know, animal ontogeny is basically the process of growing up. So going from infant to adult, and that was being teased and shown for quite a long time for Prehistoric Kingdom. We got several images of baby dinosaurs and the growth stages up to adulthood. I remember the saber-toothed cat one and the mammoth. That was pretty good. Yeah, and the much requested Paleoflora. Yeah, so we're getting some prehistoric plants. With scientific advisory and original concepts by Tom Parker, one of our 2D artists. Ida has painted custom leaf textures for over 10 species of Paleoflora so far. These textures will be used to dress the 3D models of our foliage. Being one of the less celebrated aspects of prehistoric ecosystems, we hope to bring a new appreciation of Paleoflora to the wider public once paleobotany releases down the line. So we can see down below a bit of ginkgo, Werstelia, is that how you say it? Werstelia, Welwitschia, and ephedra. Ephedra? Um, I'm sure I've gotten those wrong, except ginkgo, because ginkgo is in a bunch of things. Jurassic World Evolution 2 for one has that, but these other three don't ring familiar to me. Moving on to animals, the animal overhaul has been going really well. Our test dummy, the Protoceratops, has a brand new AI brain that directs it towards a random point. This completely rebuilt animation controller drives the animal procedurally, strafing, turning, reversing, and moving at variable speeds to get to its destination. The Locomotion System just came online at the time of writing, so we'll be providing you with a super early look at some development footage of the Proto navigating from point to point. Apologies for the presentation. It's not that bad. I've seen worse on on different things. But look how it moves. So you got varying um, speeds there. It stops, turns. So it goes from a slow walk to a bit of a run, into a little bit of a trot, walking around in circles. Yeah, the animation system seems to be going pretty well for it. Um, yeah, there's no volume because, well, when I watched the video myself, there wasn't really any sound. So this is what we've got so far. Yeah, I love this variation. It's going to be interesting watching them go through the habitats. There are a number of things we'd like to polish over the next month, e.g. stopping jitter, correcting animation movement speeds, improving pathfinding accuracy, but the overall potential for authentic and dynamic looking animals is totally there. And with further development, it's going to look so good. Now that we can get the animals moving, we can continue building everything that sits on top of that. Their needs, interactions for eating and drinking, we essentially need to reintroduce elements for the current game in a smarter way that contributes to the organic and procedural goals of this rework. One of our other key pillars with the animal overhaul was to make them run fast. not physically but computationally. Where possible, these new underlying systems are all multi-threaded, meaning they are much more performant and optimized for modern processors. There's a lot of more work to be done before the animals are completely ready to ship, but we are incredibly happy with where they're headed and can't wait to finish them up for you. Making an AI movement system this sophisticated requires a lot of time and research, so we thank you for being patient with us. Now, we're going to get on to the feathers of this video, and you'll see why in just a second.
Blink and you'll miss it. Here comes the speedy thief, Velociraptor. Many visitors are surprised when they first spot these handsome little devils. They arrive expecting a big, boxy, featherless raptor and are always shocked to see how slender and feathery these dinosaurs really are.
So that is the Velociraptor. It's small, it's speedy, you know it, you love it. It's the Velociraptor. Making a glorious return to Prehistoric Kingdom, this feathery fossil has been restored with a dashing retractable mohawk and a variety of bird-like calls. I think I heard a bit of magpie in that footage. Having once roamed the Cretaceous landscapes of Mongolia, everyone's favourite 3-foot turkey will be the next animal arriving in Update 8. This animal comes with 3 different skins, Dust Devil, Mirage, and Oasis, and each has a fun little design detail. Oasis has no scales on the snout. Mirage includes iridescence and sexual dimorphism. Dust Devil is inspired by Roadrunners. Yep, I love Roadrunners. They are so cool, and it's great to take a bit of inspiration from a real animal that, in all honesty, would probably be a very similar animal to Velociraptor, because they probably hunted very similar ways. The team had a lot of fun working on this animal. The raptors have a lot of personality, and despite only being a 2-star animal due to its size, it'll always be 5 in our hearts. That's nice. I mean, Velociraptor is that iconic little raptor. It used to be the big raptor, but now it's a little raptor. But once we get Utah Raptor in the game, because we know it's coming, then it's the big raptor everyone's familiar with, just covered in feathers, not a scaly behemoth. So here's our little species profile for it. So Velociraptor mongoliensis. Only one species. I'm pretty sure there's only one species. I thought I remember hearing that there was like a subspecies, but no, it's mongoliensis. You can see that back there. That is from that showcase image that we got one of the previous dev diaries when we were showing all those other like species teasers for the grasslands update. Yeah, I can't wait to see what those are. But we have Velociraptor, so that is a great start to getting some of those more iconic dinosaurs that are currently missing. So Velociraptor's coming in. My personal ones I really want to see are Ankylosaurus, Stegosaurus, and Allosaurus, and a few others like Carnotaurus and Ceratosaurus. But we'll just have to wait and see for those ones, whether they are in the next update or not. Well, update 9, which will be the Grasslands update, I think, maybe. But moving on. So the Tropical Biome update. Humid air, sunny skies. Yep, the tropical biome is getting a total makeover in Update 8, including 34 foliage items. The environmental team have truly given our oldest biome some new life. Yeah. And here's a little list of the foliage. So we have banana tree, bird's nest, coconut palm, elephant ear, fan palm, jungle floor, kapok, ladyfinger palm, monstera, palm grass, palm seedling, and scaevola. I thought it was scaviola, but who knows. Many of these I recognise from Plant Zoo as plants that are in there. We don't have fan palms in Plant Zoo, or at least not many. Frontier, good on that. They wouldn't watch this video, at least I don't think. But yeah, look at these plants. They are fantastic. I love how the kapok looks. Looks like a natural tree. Here's a few images based around the new life in Prehistoric Kingdom. So we've got T-Rex in the jungle, and I think it's on the next slide. Oh, never mind. In addition to all these new plants, we've made some changes to the biome itself. The tropical dirt has now become a lovely leaf litter, and the Salmonia tree has been moved to gardening as it no longer fits the biome aesthetic. With all these improvements, the tropical biome looks gorgeous. All the assets have been updated to better resemble their real-life counterparts. So do keep in mind that existing parks might look a bit different depending on how you use the original plants. Okay, I've got it on this one. That's a cool shot, just seeing a Brachiosaurus sticking its head up in the night of the jungle. Okay, gameplay Park Beauty. Previously known as Land Value, Park Beauty is a new mechanic that factors how attractive your zoo is into the park rating, looking at guest accessible areas to calculate what's bad and what's good. Since the last Dev Diary, Park Beauty now interacts with dung piles and the scoreroom exhibit, positively illuminating healthy habitats or marking poorly managed stinky enclosures as bad. On the other side of the spectrum, modules like power generators are a source of ugliness. Using walls, fences, or foliage, players in challenge mode will have to think about how they build their park to best obstruct the view from guests. By constructing gardens, statues, decorated areas, and placing foliage near your buildings, you'll quickly begin to cultivate high park beauty in the surrounding areas. If an area is pretty, guests are more likely to use donation boxes and help give the park an economic boost. That's what I meant to say. And there's just a bit of power generators hiding behind the walls to keep them out of the way. Gameplay. Produce stations. So now we're moving into some of the stuff that's coming in Update 9. So produce stations are a large customizable module that passively provide food for the park's animal feeders. Placing a produce station in the park will have it automatically begin generating a single piece of stock every few seconds, cycling through one diet at a time. This means you get one plant, then one fruit, then one fish, etc. over the course of a minute before the cycle repeats. However, a produce station can also be specialized to only produce a certain diet. If you have a lot of herbivores in the early game, it might be worth setting the produce station to only generate plants. You're now getting way more plants, but you'll soon need a second produce station if you have something like carnivores to support. Luckily, with enough funds to support the upkeep, you can build a lot of specialized produce stations to capitalize on the extra efficiency. Changing the diet specialization of a produce station will also change its exterior farm area, so you'll always know what it's making at a glance. Players can specialize in plants, fruit, meat, fish, or insects. So there you go. You got to look at many of the different ones. So you got the plants. I think there's two plants there. I think that's fish at the back and some insects and some meat too. I'm interested to see what the meat one looks like. And produce storage. To better manage the park's food supply, we suggest researching some produce storage modules. These crates add to the global storage capacity, allowing you to generate and hold more food. Anytime a feeder is resupplied out in the park, the required amount will be automatically taken out of storage. And on the off chance that you're making more food than your capacity allows, the excess produce will be sold off for a small profit. Wasn't that interesting? So that is all for now with the Dev Diary of June closing out with Velociraptor, some new storage, and produce generators coming for Update 9, but the Velociraptor coming in Update 8. Got a rework of the Tropical Biome, and a bit more news on animal locomotion, and a slight hint at the ontogeny system coming eventually. But that is all we have right now, and I will see you in the next video, which will likely be when Update 8 releases, so we can have a look at the Velociraptor and some of the other features coming in that update. As for now, I will see you later. Bye-bye.